Getting ready for a big day tomorrow, early start. Poochoo, you excited?
Very excited.
You look very excited. What about you, Geva?
Super excited.
Yeah, we're all excited. We're not excited just to sleep together, but we're actually excited to go diving. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. What are you ready for, Geva? Interpretive dance, how excited you are in the morning. What do you reckon, Condick? Happy days. I've never seen the man that under pressure before. We'll see you out there on the water, gents.
Don't fuck up your docking. Don't fuck up your docking. Don't fuck up the docking.
G'day legends, Sunken Dutchman here, and as you would have seen, we're all pretty excited for this little adventure, but this one was a little bit interesting because we were actually on a time limit with this one. We had to leave very, very early in the morning. The reason being is that the forecast, the winds were going to blow up around 25 to 30 knots from about lunchtime onwards, so yeah, we were on a time limit. We had to be back or heading back to the boat ramp by about 11:30, 12 o'clock, which meant we needed to get what we needed to do done quickly. The agenda for the day was abalone and crayfish, and the first spot that we rocked up at, it was absolutely filthy, which meant we had to push a little bit wider until we found some clean water. But when we did, we jumped over and we split up. Myself and Geva went looking for Crays and Abs, and Dunks and Jake split up and did the same thing. I had a little chat to Geva, and we both sort of decided that what would be good was just to get the abalone out of the way. So considering there was 4 of us on the boat, we were allowed to take 20 abalone. Now where we are, we're hunting blacklip abalone. You do get the occasional greenlip, but they're less common. So once I found a patch, I put my drop weight down and started plucking a few off the rocks. When I'm taking abalone, I don't like to take them all from the same patch. I only take a few, maybe 2, 3, and then move on till I find another patch. The reason is I think it just allows them to bounce back better. So yeah, I try not to decimate one single patch if I can. We did come across quite a few, and it wasn't long at all before we had our 20. So after we had our 20, it was a swim back to the boat, and then I always like to double check and make sure that all my abs are size. So I do that in the boat, and if I've got any that are a bit small, I just chuck them back in the water and go grab another one. We do get a mix of greenlip and blacklip where we are, but like I said before, the greenlip is harder to come across. When you're sizing greenlip abalone, it's easy. It's basically 13 centimetres minimum across the whole state of Victoria, but blacklip differs a little bit depending on which zone you're in. Now where we're located, the minimum size for blacklip is 11 centimetres, so I've got a couple of marks on my abalone tool that you can see there. I've got one mark that's 11 centimetres for the blacklip, and then one mark that's 13 centimetres for the greenlip. After we had managed to get 20 abs on the boat, myself and Geva turned our attention to hunting for some crayfish. So we started ducking down, looking through cracks, looking through crevices and under boulders, and we came across this awesome cave, this massive swim through. So I said to Geva I was going to go in, I'll have a look right up the back if there's any crayfish inside.
Oh, it's so cool.
Where we are, you don't typically find crayfish in these massive open cavernous spaces. They like to be a little bit more tucked away, but it doesn't mean that you won't find any in there, particularly if you look up the back of these caverns where the boulders start to meet and you do get those smaller spaces again. You may find crayfish in there, so it's always good to have a little bit of a sticky beak if you are going through a swim through, and if you've got a torch, shine it right up the back and look at those little cracks and crevices to see if there's one hiding up the back.
Oh, that's a good cray. Oh, and so what? You just whistled and you walked onto your hand, huh?
Yeah, Duncan said over here, water, and I heard him.
Yeah.
And I came over, and then the cray came over.
Nice.
And then, yeah, he just walked out onto my hand.
Far out. Look at the size of that cunt. Jesus Christ. Hell yeah. Unreal. And Duncan.
As you saw there, both Dunks and Jake managed to land themselves a cray pretty early in the dive, which was awesome to see. So that got the juices flowing a bit. Me and Geva were pretty keen to get one for ourselves, and the next spot that we jumped in the water, Geva found one and called me over to see if I could help him get a hand in getting it out. Geva and myself were working on this cray. Geva was at one end of the hole and I was at the other. And the plan was that Geva was going to scare the cray, push it, shine the torch in its eyes and all that jazz, and try and get the cray to walk backwards and scoot out the back hole towards me, and I was going to catch it. But what ended up happening is that Geva did scare the cray, but it wedged itself sort of midway through the hole and just sat there. Based on where the cray was, I thought if I go down and actually lie on my back, I could extend my right arm into the crack and possibly get a good hold on its horns. So that's what I tried to do. I managed to work my hand around one of the cray's horns and was able to wiggle it free. But on the ascent, as I got it out of the hole, the cray kicked and got out of my hands and shot back towards the weed. When I slow this clip down, you can see that I had a grip on about half of the cray's horn and the rest was antenna. So when the cray kicked, that antenna just broke and the cray was able to get free. It's always heartbreaking and devastating when you lose a cray like that. It's not much more you can do but just chalk it up and continue to look. So that's what we did. And it wasn't too long before I found another one. Although I'd located this cray, it was in a really difficult ledge. It had miles to go up the back, and it was sort of sitting not out in the open, so I had to try and bait it to come forward. But in the end, this cray just wasn't interested in food. I did about 5 or 6 dives on it and really couldn't get it to walk forward, so I had to chalk this one up as well. Not too long after that, I came across another one, but the same scenario sort of presented itself. This cray was in a really awkward spot. It had heaps of room to kick back, and again, there wasn't sort of enough room for me to have a good lunge at it. I needed that cray to walk forward, so again, I needed to try and bait it out, but just like the other one, it just wasn't interested in any food. It just sort of crept about 2 inches forward and then would go 2 inches back. And again, I did about 5 or 6 dives on this, but yeah, no luck. Had to just let this one go. It was just one of those days for me. I didn't really have much luck on the crays. I saw a few, but just couldn't manage to find one that was easy enough to pull out of its hole. Fortunately though, all the other boys managed to get on a cray, so that's a good thing. If my mates can get onto them, it makes me not getting one feel a little bit better, because at least everyone else goes home happy. And that was a wrap up of the day. So hope you guys have better luck than me. Hope you get out there, get wet, and have a little adventure of your own. Catch you on the next one.